We are a few days from 2024, boys, and I most likely don't have to be the one to tell you about high ticket sales. You probably already came across that from some of these gurus on TikTok, and I honestly believe that everyone came to realize that high ticket sales, or remote sales in other words, has been the best business model of 2023, and it's certainly gonna be of the years to come for those that want financial freedom, locational freedom, and for those that want to take their financial responsibility into their own hands. So freedom all in all, In this industry, right now there is more business owners needing sales reps, like appointment setters, let's say, than there are actual setters out there, which means that there is huge supply and demand issue on the market right now. Yeah, so in this video I'm gonna be showing you everything that you need to know to go land your either first or even a better position in 2024. So these methods I'm gonna show you are tactical strategies that have been proven through either myself or through my students, and I can 100% guarantee you that if you use them, you will leave this video knowing exactly what you need to do. So now, before I hop into this video, I wanna give you a lot of free value, and you can find it if you go on my IG account at Setter Science. It's just for you guys watching this to stack more wins in 2024, basically. So, without further ado, let's jump into this video. We have few steps, and the very first step to knowing how to land sales clients is to understand that most of it is gonna be through social media. Yeah, the fact is that everything in social media is driven off of perception. So the perception of you specifically comes from your profile. Perception, profile, of course. The most important thing before we talk about anything is making sure that you have a good, clean looking Instagram profile. Instagram profile is basically the resume of our modern world, So if you have a bad Instagram, let's say, bad IG, it looks like you are a bad person. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but that's just a fact, All in all, you're presenting yourself in bad lighting. On the other hand, if you have good Instagram profile, you'll stand out from the sea of these other people that are gonna be DMing these offers, something like, hey, hello sir, can I please work for you? You're going to stand out, and your chances of getting a job are much higher. So, much higher chances. Like this, yep. A good Instagram profile has a good, nice headshot, it doesn't have to be a professional headshot, but you have to appear professional at least, if you know what I mean. So try to post some lifestyle photos of you just basically living the life, being with the friends on a nice dinner, you in a gym, something interesting is all you need. And please, don't put the pictures of you in a club, let's say graduation photos or cartoons, even worse. I mean, use common sense, just use common sense. What I want you to understand is that people will see your DM, of course, and then they'll go to your profile. And if your profile is bad, you're not gonna get the responses. So the profile has to be good before it's even in consideration what we say over the DMs, So good clean headshot, good bio, and important, don't say I'm a high ticket appointment setter if you are the one. No one that is an actual professional says that. Let's say I'm an elite entrepreneur, for example. I won't say elite entrepreneur in my bio. Instead of that, I'll say founder of this something, blah blah blah, So just put something simple in your bio, and that's it. That's the step one, basically. Now, step two. The next step in you landing a goldmine offer is how do you actually know who to outreach out to, and then where do you reach out to those people in the first place. So guys, Honestly, this is a pretty in-depth topic, and I'm gonna tell you how do we look for good people, like how do you know who is good, who is a scammer, and who is a good person you can make a lot of money for. Well, this is how. You want to work for someone with a good personal brand. That's your number one criteria, basically. Good personal brand that you can realize, people like, and the way you can assume that is basically by their content. Content has to be of good quality with a lot of engagement, which also means that he has a good amount of leads coming in. So it's basically like this. Quality content means that they have a lot of engagement, means a lot of leads. Yes, simple as that, So yeah, that is an example of a good person to work for. On the other hand, we have a bad example, and that would be a guy sitting in front of a Lambo, flexing his watch, flexing cash, money spread, like all that kind of stuff, while also saying, DM me to fix your credit, something dumb like that. So that's not a guy we want to work for, because most likely that guy is a scammer. You want the people with good personal brands that got good results for their clients, and they have to have an authority in their niche. Followers are not the exact requirement, because I saw so many guys making big money regardless of their follower count. So I want to write it down. Followers don't matter. Yeah, that's actually the true thing, Their Instagram profiles will be filled with good content, good pictures, good reels, and not with some stupid stuff. And one more important thing is link in their bio. They'll say something like apply, free workshop, free training. That means it's most likely that they sell high ticket offer, and what they're gonna do is people will click on that link, they'll watch that training, workshop or whatever, and they're gonna get contacted by you, appointment setter, which will then be forwarded onto a call, And also, if you're trying to be their setter, it's a very, very good sign if they have a sales team in place. If that's the case, it means that those guys are making some big money, and of course, so can you. And now, when you know how the good client looks like, I'm gonna tell you how to reach out to them. So, you might be surprised, but all we're gonna do is DM people. And if that sounds too simple, trust me, it's not. I've literally built relationships with really, really successful people in this game only through the DMs. I've got all my clients from the DMs and from having a good profile. Please don't sleep on the power of this. Basic principle of an outreach message is good profile gets your message seen, they go to your profile and then decide to respond to your message. A good message makes them want to respond and basically opens them up to a conversation. So you don't want to message someone with millions of followers, their DMs are packed. You don't want to message them and be like, yo bro, do you need an appointment setter? What you want to do is stand out. So how do you actually stand out from the sea full of people saying the same thing all over again? There are two things I want to point out. Either if you have a connection to the guy, you can say like, yo, I know your friend so and so. That's the method number one. And the method number two is simply reaching out to them with something relatable about their recent content, let's say. And please, I beg you, don't say something like, hey man, I love your content and I'd also love to work for you guys. That's honestly not true. Like, you don't love your content, you just want to be likable by them. So you're not honest. If you say something relatable, like I mentioned, to the enough amount of people, you'll get the results 100%. So, find someone you think is good and literally say that you want to work your ass off for them. First, they will love that, and second, they'll appreciate that. They'll appreciate your effort. Just don't make it seem like you're desperate for a job. You can try to give them value as well. Say, yo man, I went ahead and recorded a Loom video of myself just so you guys can see me on camera, and I want to send it to you. Send that message to 100 people and there is no reason for you not to succeed. I guarantee you'll have a client. And I mean, after all, guys, outreaching is a numbers game. It's a numbers game, you know, and you have to put the volume into it. This is not something that's gonna work if you send 5 messages, let's say. I mean, maybe if you're lucky, but expect to send 100 messages or more, because you're doing a manual hard work. The single hardest part by far of the sales game is getting the first client, and from there everything is uphill, you know, exponential growth basically. So if you go over that mental hurdle, everything else is gonna be easy sailing after that. Make sure to send a lot of DMs, a lot of the volume, and I 100% guarantee you it's gonna work. Now, the final point is, how do you actually get the business owner locked in and actually get hired by them? Well, Well, the easiest way is an interview, by doing an interview with them. So you'll send them a message, they'll respond, awesome, sounds good. Then you want to get them on a call. That's your main goal here. Get them on a call. You should be able to close them on why you should be the one that's gonna work for them. When I was on a first interview, you know, in my setting career, I'm not gonna lie, I was scared, but I still managed to land a placement. I had like a trial period for a month, I think so, and I can honestly say that I absolutely crushed it. And obviously they gave me a permanent placement. You know, I literally sold them to let me sell for them. If you want to be a setter, you should be able to convince them to give you a job, because how else are you gonna convince someone else to buy their thing if you can't even convince them to give you a job in the first place, you know? So all you need is a chance, basically. And if you can use that chance, it's gonna be a lot easier for you. Now, I want to give you a few tips for the interview, boys. First of all, and most important thing, is be confident. That's the number one thing you should do. Don't be all weird, like moving around too much, you know, because they'll realize you're not so confident in your knowledge, basically. Then the second thing is dress nicely, you know. It doesn't have to be something luxury, like you don't have to be all suited up or something too much, but just a black or white regular t-shirt, and that's it, you know. Just look presentable in a room with nice background. No sports posters, action heroes, that's very important thing. No sports posters, no action heroes or action figures, I don't know. I mean, you're not a child, you know. After they finish with asking you questions, start asking them questions. And my number one advice would be to ask them something like, yo, what's gonna be on target earnings of someone that joins your team in the next couple of months? You know, this basically flips a switch in their head, like, oh, this person knows what he's talking about, you know. Also, ask them questions like, what's your top setter making, or how can I be a good fit and addition for your business? I mean, the way you can ask those kind of things is, before a call, you should do your research. You should do your research on them, asking intelligent questions, and they're gonna be impressed, you know. They're gonna be impressed that you have put the effort into them, you know. That's gonna make you land a job on much higher percentage than just showing up and answering their questions like an NPC, you know. So yeah, this that I've told you in today's video is basically A to Z on how to outreach and sign your first client in 2024. Literally A to Z. Yep. This is just outreach and shooting DMs on Instagram, but of course there are a lot more methods out there as well. And if you by any chance want more methods, shoot me a DM on my Instagram page, because I teach a lot more methods inside my program. However, I don't want you to get confused that I'm trying to sell you something. All I said today is more than enough for you to start making 5 to 10K a month with appointment setting, literally by the summer 2024, and even maybe quit your 9 to 5 if that's what you want. Remember, high ticket sales is not just another thing that's gonna be forgotten soon, like dropshipping, let's say. Everyone needs some sort of salesman, and don't forget that there's literally not enough of them. There's literally not enough of them in this space for people to hire for their companies. Remember this thing. Supply and demand issue. All in all, if you want to reach financial freedom, to live life on your own terms, sales is definitely a way, starting with appointment setting, of course. It's changing my life more and more with every day, and I truly believe it can change yours. So yeah, that would be it, boys, from this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your time. And of course, subscribe if you want. I'm not liking to, beg for subscribers, but it would really be helpful if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you once again for watching this, and boys, keep grinding.